Shout out to James Owens for sending me this story. And I think I did come across this particular story in passing, but I didn't expect to talk about it. But once I landed on the heavy website, when they do their 5 facts, I said, you know what? This definitely needs to be discussed. So this individual's name is Michael Wysolovski, and he is a 33-year-old man from Georgia who pleaded guilty to first-degree cruelty to children. Basically, what happened was he met this 15-year-old girl on a site dealing with teens who battle anorexia. And what ended up happening is the teen ended up meeting up with this guy, and he basically kidnapped her, kept her hostage, and tortured her in his house for a number of days, probably a number of weeks. I'm not exactly sure what the timeline is. And he pleaded guilty to what, was said. He most likely raped her. I'm almost certain that he did, because he had to register as a sex offender. That's all that happened with him. He only had to register as a sex offender. He was supposed to get 10 years and 8 months behind bars, but they gave him time served and only put him on 10 years probation. So that means he is not going to jail for this. Now, I also just found out today that the age of consent in Georgia is 16, which means technically this girl is still a minor. So they didn't even hit him with statutory rape charges. Now, we just talked about Albert Wilson, the black guy out in Kansas. It was Kansas City, I believe, who kissed that white girl. And they both were within legal age of each other when this happened. A whole bunch of stuff went wrong with that case, and he ended up getting sentenced to 12 years in prison, having to register as a sex offender, and get lifetime supervised probation over a kiss. He did not penetrate this girl. He did not have any type of sexual intercourse whatsoever. Just a kiss. But this man, age 33, which is way older than 15, more than double her age, kidnapped, tortured, held hostage, and raped a minor for over the course of days, probably weeks, and he got no jail time, just probation, and had to register as a sex offender. See, with them, the buck stops at register as a sex offender because they feel that's the most that they should get. Now, what I will say is this against the girl: she should not have gone with this guy to his place, especially when you met this person online. Now, I will say she willingly decided to go to this man's place. I don't know if he specified what his age was or if he put a fake age on the website, because, on internet, anybody could be anybody unless you know that person personally off the internet. And sometimes even if you know that person in a personal way, like in real life, they can still put up a facade of themselves online. But like I said, on the internet, anybody can be anyone that they want to be. But the fact of the matter is that this guy did all of this, and all he got was probation and had to register as a sex offender. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, you might as well throw him into the same dumpster pile with Brock Turner, because, he only got 3 months in jail. Hell, at least Brock Turner went to jail. This man ain't even going to jail. Nothing surprising nor shocking to me about anything. But I'm going to read to you the 5 facts. I'm just going to read the facts. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says Michael Wysolovski met Haley Bush, age 15, on a forum for people with anorexia. It says she ran away to Wysolovski's home where he tortured her. And that's the part right there that she messed up at. They said the relationship was a form of BDSM in which both parties agreed to simulate non-consensual sexual acts. It says Bush tried to escape, but Wysolovski would not let her. Prosecutors agreed to Wysolovski's plea deal to spare Bush more trauma. And see, that's the other thing I was telling you about. whenever they decide to plead guilty, just know that there's a plea deal coming right around the corner along with them pleading not guilty, because they're going to give them some kind of a plea deal to lessen the charge so they won't go to jail. Now, if this man had pleaded not guilty and they found him guilty in court, he would have served time. Let's see here. And the last fact is Bush says the psychological damage Michael Wysolovski inflicted is beyond imagination. All I can say is that she's lucky he didn't kill her, because he probably was inching his way towards that. But what can I say? White privilege strikes yet again. I'm starting to think white privilege is almost as undefeated as the internet, but then again, I don't think it is, because we've seen some white people actually lose to their own privilege, but that's few and far in between. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.